Tricky braking zones, a very brave turning into Tetra Rouge, and feeling the speed.
Feel the speed! The speed!
This is what Circuit de la Sarthe has to offer us this week, and in this video you're going to learn how to tackle it, avoid mistakes, and hopefully enjoy it. I am Combi Driver, let's dive right in. We are in the Nissan GT-R Nismo GT500 of 2016, which is the best car for beginners to learn this track, and as we go through the guide I will show you why, but here's the hint: downforce. We start the layout approaching the Dunlop corners, turn 1. The first total board is your mark to brake before it. Brake hard and downshift to first or second. I use second for stability. Now this is important. As you pass the second sign on the ground, start turning. Trail brake and aim to put the right wheels over the curb. Then on third gear, accelerate and do the same with the next curb. Reduce throttle and put the left wheels on the curb. And accelerate progressively, as sometimes this gets tricky and you can lose the car. Next is Chapelle. For this part I suggest using the post on the far right as a braking mark, as it is about to go off screen. Brake up to 70%, downshift to third and use the brakes to go close to the curb. Don't get over it, as it will unsettle the car on acceleration. Now, accelerate quickly, trust in the downforce and aim to barely clip the last of the cones on the right. Careful not to go wide as you go over the blind crest on the way out. Now, Tetra Rouge, a fun one. Again, trust the downforce on this one. As the cones are reaching the edge of the screen, turn and go half throttle, aiming to put the left wheels over the curb. As you ride it, go full throttle and put the right wheels now on the next curve. It is important not to go wide, as this is an easy place to take a penalty. To be comfortable with this one, I suggest going progressive. Maybe try to take it off the throttle first and slowly increase the input as you are practicing. Well, this is the time where I ask you to drop a thumbs up if you are so far liking this video or finding it useful. It helps me massively to keep improving on the content for you. Coming up next, chicane 1. For this one, we brake just before the last blue sign. Brake hard and downshift to second and turn as you get to the marshals on the left. Look to right the curb, again left wheels on it. And just as you pass it, brake a little bit more, downshift to first and turn once more, riding the curb. On the apex, upshift to third and accelerate progressively, as it is easy to wheel spin. And avoid going over the white line completely, as that is a penalty on the way out. Fast forward to the second chicane, it is the same as the first one but in reverse. As we are carrying a little bit less speed, we are braking past the last blue sign. Brake hard, downshift to third, ride the curb and then brake a little bit more, downshift to second and ride the next curb. Here you should not go below 120. Upshift to third and open up the throttle, but be careful not to go over the white line completely, as that is a penalty. Coming up next, Mulsanne corner, heavy braking zone. For here, the point where the right curb bends, that is your braking mark. I recommend braking before it, as it is easy to go straight. The key here is to brake hard in a straight line, letting the car go to the left and carrying the trail brake deep into the turn. As you hit the curb, upshift to second from first and then accelerate progressively to avoid wheel spin on the way out. Now fast forward to Indianapolis corner, where the first easy ride doesn't matter, except from the fact that the end of that curve is your brake marker. As you pass it and the car is 90% straight, brake hard and keep aiming towards the next right curb. Keep braking and before the end of that curve, trail brake and turn. I got late to it, so I missed the apex a bit here. You should try to aim for it. Then again, upshift to turn and accelerate progressively, taking the car to the curb, avoiding the gravel of course. Next is Arnage, for which we are going to use the second to last board on the right as a brake marker. Brake before it goes off the screen. Try to maximize the track on the left, but be careful with that curve as it unsettles the car. Downshift to first and carry the trail brake deep into the corner. Then quickly upshift to second and start applying, you guessed it, progressive throttle on the exit. Coming up is the section where the Nissan is stronger in comparison to the fast Mercedes CLK, and in general in corners like Chapelle or Tête Rouge. The Nissan here has the edge. First is the Porsche corner. For this, stick to the left, and just as the green paint on the tarmac ends, you're going to tap the brakes at 50% and turn. Trail brake just a little bit to stick to the next right curve, but quickly transition into acceleration. Next corner is flat out, and for the next left-hander, just a little bit of easing off the gas will be enough to stick to the left curb. Now here, the end of the grass on the left is your cue to tap the brakes at 50%, downshift to fourth and turn. Use the brakes a little bit to stick to the right and go on the throttle fast. Next, another tricky corner. The second to last board on the right is your mark to turn. For beginners, I recommend using a little bit of brakes to stick to the left and be safe of a penalty on the way out as you accelerate fast, but you can practice just going off the throttle. Here, careful on not going wide, as that is an easy penalty. Heading to the last section, the 4 chicanes. For this, place the car on the middle of the dotted line of the pit entry and brake before that bifurcation. Brake hard, downshift to third, and quickly go into trail braking to ride the first 2 curves. It is important to place the left wheels over the second one, so that way you get a better entry into the next chicane. Accelerate a bit, and before the beginning of the curve, brake again, downshift to second, and ride the 2 curves. You can use second gear on the way out, but be sure the car is straight before applying 100% throttle. And that gives us a competitive time of 3 minutes and 38.7 seconds, enough to be in the top 200 at the moment of this recording. I hope you find this guide useful as a base to improve your lap times, correct mistakes, and build consistency around this track. I will try to come with a guide for this track on the CLK of this week. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and if you make it here, write Le Mans on the comment section, as it is nice to know who stick to the end. Now I will leave you with the replay of the lap at full speed, that way you can check it out. This was Combi Driver. I hope you are enjoying the rain, so keep improving and have fun. I will see you next time.